Welcome back, friends, to Salt and Sanctuary. I'm Magnus, and we'll keep exploring this area right here, Red Hall of Cages. This is the second time we've been around, and since I last recorded, I've been slacking a bit less. Or actually, well, I haven't really been slacking any less, but I was bored at work one day, so I picked up this game just for funsies to just have something to do, because there was nothing going on. It was a weekend, and that's the nature of my job. And I realized there was quite a lot of places that I haven't really been checking out much, and just to give you a bit of an insight into what kind of gamer I am. When I play games, I like to engage in the story, but it takes a good long while before I actually get to the point where I'm bothered enough about the game to actually start engaging with the story. I know that's kind of contradictory in many senses of the word, and now my cat's up in front of the TV while I'm recording, which is a pain in the ass, because now I have to deal with that. So I'll be right back. Hold on. And I'm back. Sorry about that. But yeah, playing through games, of which I do a lot. I oftentimes, on my very first playthrough, if I go in blind, I tend to miss certain details, and those details, they can be very obvious, or they can be very, well hidden. And in this game, considering that the last couple of episodes have been spent me running around being extremely lost and, generally just wasting time, considering the details that I did miss, because one of that new character that I started that I'm not using for this playthrough, which is a combat mage of sorts, doesn't really matter. The thing is, that knight guy that we've met a couple of times, if you play through the game, he actually sort of tells you how to progress. And you first meet him after the festering banquet and the watching woods. Then on the other side, when you get to that long beach, it's not a beach, but it's sort of an open plain before you get to the Castle of Storms. He's there, and he tells you about the Castle of Storms. And then you go into the Castle of Storms, and then you just finish up in there, kill the Kraken Worm, and then you get out on the other side. And on the other side, you meet him again. And then he tells you about, ahead there's the Dome of the Forgotten, but that's a dangerous place, and on the other side, but maybe if I go underneath the Castle of Storms, there's a ghastly place, which is this place right here, Red Hall of Cages. And he tells you that if you go to the Dome of the Forgotten, that's a difficult place. What he means is that's an optional place, basically. At least that's what I read into it. I haven't checked out, been that thorough in my sort of kind of research. But he tells that's what he tells you, and he tells you to go back inside, to go down underneath the Castle of Storms, and then check the place out. And here we are in the Red Hall of Cages. And there's a bunch of other things as well. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is because I've been complaining about the lack of a map, and I stand by that now more than ever, because this is a very fun experience and a good game, but it's being muddled by the lack of a map. And I did some searching online just to see if I could find something. And if you're a Dark Souls player, then you probably know about the Extra Life wikis. They are very good wikis. At least I think they're very good resources just to figure out what, you pick up an item and the item doesn't really say anything. It just says something really cryptic and stupid. And then you check it out and, okay, you're supposed to, you can find like a bird's egg, and then you figure maybe, you're supposed to use that for something smart. But what you're supposed to do with the bird's egg is you're supposed to shove it up your ass or something. You know, it's something completely unrelated. And on there they have a map, which basically all it shows you is the layout of the world that you're in here in Salt and Sanctuary, with markers for names and it's a general idea of what it looks like. I'm not sure where the map is from, if someone drew it or if it's part of some resource in what was supposed to be a boxed release or something. I don't know, but I checked that map out and and I was right. We aren't too far away from what I assume to be the end. But this place here in the Red Hall of Cages that I apparently glanced past for some reason is we should have been here like a lot earlier than we currently are. So on my other character, a lot of these enemies here, they've been giving me a lot of trouble because, you know, I'm not dealing as much damage, and of course the class that I'm building there isn't as immediately powerful as this guy here, although much more interesting. So yeah. So once again, Salt and Sanctuary, Ska developer, if any one of you guys is watching this, probably not, but still, you know, you never know. You should have made a map, not a completely Metroid-like map, but you know, just something to give you a general sense of what the world is. Maybe it could be sort of an automap function that isn't filled out, but you know, fills that as you go. Because while the art style is very beautiful and it looks nice and has a very distinct feel to it, a lot of the environments blend together, so it's easy to get lost. But yeah, enough about that for now anyway. What I do know for sure now anyways is that we are supposed to go this route here. This should take us to another new area. And there's supposed to be a boss down here too. I remember that we didn't. I'm not sure if I made a comment on it, but every single area that we've been to has had like an area boss of some description. But not this area here. Oh, Stone Alchemist. Yeah, see, here you go. This is a new place. Kranz Pass. This is a new new creed. That's what they're called. I find out now. This candelabra here, candelabra of the three. That's one creed. This is another creed. If I take the oath, I'm not entirely sure what it does affect. It does affect what the shopkeepers look like. As you can see, the shop guy over there, his face is all messed up. Also, if you don't own the sanctuary that you're in, you're not allowed to make offerings, so you can't get new new salespeople here. Warhorn Blast page, move, don't need those. Also, one thing I've also found out is it's very easy to open a lot of these things here, and I'm sorry for wasting your time. All you have to do is just put them on your tool belt, and then you can quickly use them. So now you see the merchant changed his look. But we decided to go with candelabra all the way, all time, everywhere. So that's what we're gonna do. Get a guide in here, and that's all we're gonna do for now. There are a bunch of other things that I want to do, but I can do them off screen because it's not really valuable to the actual Let's Play. These doors, in order to open those, you need a brand, which is one thing I found out in later since last time. Secret sanctuary to thy rights, though it isn't secret because it's right there. So yeah. Oops, forgot my fancy pants torch. Also, all the different creeds give you a different type of consumable for health. It doesn't seem like it does anything different in particular, but you know, there it is. I almost think lightning just struck in this area. Sorry. I shouldn't be distracted by this simple things. Also, doing missions for the leader seems to be the best way to increase the amount of uses your potions have. I think I mentioned it, but my other character that I made, I've made him a caster. Yes, I did mention it. He also uses two-handed weapons, but I'm gonna transmute all the transmute into stuff that scales with strength and magic. Not that it's really that interesting for this Let's Play, but you know, I just feel like telling you for some dumb reason. There's what my point was. You have a second consumable, much like in Dark Souls 3. It's one that increases your well, it restores your focus after using them. Because you see that white bar underneath the stamina meter. That's your focus bar. I think our good friend Drowned Saltless Hero mentioned that that the focus bar has its own type of wounding effect. Oh, hello. This is pretty nice. I'm gonna assume we're close to a boss now. And what happens is every time you use a spell, you reduce your max stamina by a small amount. Which effectively drains your focus. It can get reduced as far as that white bar underneath your stamina. And when it's completely depleted, you cannot cast spells. So you use the other flask, the blue thing, mana potion basically, to increase it back up. But enough about that. We're back up here to another boss. I think I know which boss this is, but I'm not gonna spoil. But here we go. I did not know which boss this was. The Tree of Men. And what a great start to fighting the Tree of Men, falling down immediately. Well, that's awesome. Oh, I did have a salt. Oh, I've forgotten that. It's been about a week since I last recorded. I usually record batches of 3, maybe 4 or 5 episodes, depending on how much spare time I have and what kind of mood I'm in. And then I just let it be, and then I record on the same day that I need to upload a new one. So that will be today. It's gonna go up later today, so I don't have that much time. Gonna have time to eat dinner too. Tree of Men. Where am I supposed to hit this guy? Am I... Oh, yeah, okay. I'm supposed to kill the glowing guys on his body. Okay. Okay. Oh. Pretty interesting, actually. I've seen this concept before in other bosses in other games. Not Dark Souls-like games. Which is also another thing that I'm going to comment on, but maybe later. I don't think this game is as much Dark Souls-ish as previously stated. It starts out feeling much like Dark Souls, but that's because it keeps the character progression and the more methodical way of fighting from Dark Souls. But that's about it, actually. But enough about that. I'm probably gonna make a more scripted sort of deal for this game after we're done, and I will touch upon more of these things then. So who has my salt? Oh shit! Did I get my salt back? I hope I got my salt back. Yes, I got my salt back. This is a good boss to grind, actually. I mean, if I would have been, if I had gotten here earlier, it would have been a good boss, because you get salt for every time you kill one of those guys that are hanging on his body. I think, now that I realize. Pretty annoying that they that you have them collapsing platforms down there. It's probably intentional. Okay, so is he gonna get more bodies to hit now? Or do I need to smack him in the face? Smack him in the face. I can do that. Oh, okay. This guy's not too difficult once you get his patterns down. Boom. There we go. Tree of men down. The Red Hall. See? Bronze trophy. I should have gotten there a lot earlier. Hager's Cavern, that's the next area that I was talking about. I'm wondering, yeah, there's probably somewhere else to go beneath here, but after having looked at the map in question, I'm not saying that it is, but it seems like this game is a lot more linear than it lets on, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I do not think linear games are bad. Please don't misquote me on that or anything. But one of Dark Souls' most applauded qualities is its open-endedness, in the sense that like you could progress in any number of ways through the game, and that's true. Not so much with Dark Souls 3, I guess, but personally, I think both ways work. Might not be the most fresh ideas and all that crap, but you know, these guys are very annoying. Drowned idol. Whew. You can tear through you very quickly if you let them get that entire up and right sanctuary. Right? That's probably not a secret in there. Alright, here we go. Select icon and claim it. Alright, I know I'm wasting these guides, but I'm gonna set one up here. Mage, cleric, sellsword, blacksmith. Yeah. Alright, levels are very expensive on this character now. I've forgotten that. Forgotten about that, actually. And we're doing we're in the process of respecking this character as well. Which is up here, right? So I'm gonna just do us all a favor and call the episode here, because it's a nice easy place to stop. And then I'll be back for us to explore Hager's Cavern some more. Maybe find a boss. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for watching, you guys. This is Salt and Sanctuary. I'm Magnus. See you next video.